Are you thinking about attending drama school even during COVID? It's a big bill to spend, and for some people it is worth it. For some, I would suggest a different route. So this video is about expensive drama schools versus inexpensive and why I dropped out of Lee Strasberg. So stay tuned. For more business tips for new actors, please hit the subscribe button. So when I decided to pursue a career professionally as an actor, I didn't really have like a plan. I just knew that I wanted to get to LA, and I did that. And then at the suggestion of this casting director, I decided that I wanted to go to school. So my homegirl Naja, who was living in New York City at the time, suggested that I go to Lee Strasberg with her. To get into Lee Strasberg, you either audition in person or you write a letter. So I wrote a letter, and it probably went something like, "My name is Brandy and I'm the shit," or "I want to study with the best and you're the best, blah, blah, blah." Anyway, I got in. Strasberg is crazy expensive, so I only enrolled in the part-time program, which meant that I took classes 8 hours a week, which is 2 4-hour classes taught by 2 different teachers. At Strasberg, it's like a community. You know, they really give you everything that they feel like you need as a new student to succeed. Like, you literally watch film starring Lee Strasberg himself, where he just talks to you about what the method is. And you sit down with a counselor, and he or she just basically goes over what you're hoping to achieve and talks to you about the curriculum and how it's all set up. They help you pick your teachers. The 4-hour classes, were really intense. Usually class would start with like a chair exercise. Lee Strasberg is like one of the best drama schools ever. I name dropped some of the famous people that went there in the description box below. I had 2 different teachers. One of my teachers actually studied under Lee Strasberg himself, and each teacher teaches you their version of the method. So after you have been working on your particular sense memory exercise for a while, the teacher will call you up in front of her or him. So everyone's kind of like off doing their own thing. And I really enjoyed that. After the chair exercise, which takes a long time, everybody would work on their own sense memory exercise based off where they were in the curriculum. So when you're brand new, your first sense memory exercise is the coffee cup. It sounds crazy, but the last half of the class is dedicated to scene study and monologue work. I like taking class at Strasberg. What I really liked about it was the fact that the classes were mixed. So I was new, but there were people in there that had been studying the method for like a year, 2 years. Every semester students return or new students join. So the teacher that you have has all different levels of people studying the method, which is really cool because as a newbie, you learn a lot from seeing the people who have been doing it for a while. The thing about Strasberg that I didn't really realize until it was kind of too late was that they don't really want you to do anything but take classes. And when I say do anything, I mean like they don't want you to go on auditions, they don't want you to try to get a manager, nothing, just focusing on studying the method and growing as an actor, which is why I ended up dropping out. Well, part of the reason why I ended up dropping out. I dropped out of Strasberg because I was super impatient and I was ready to like get out there and start auditioning. And also, Strasberg is expensive as hell. Like, it costs a lot of money to go to that school. I dropped out of Strasberg after like 6 months, and I enrolled in T-Schreiber school, and someone else who was going to Strasberg, she had been there for like 2 years, suggested T-Schreiber to me. And T-Schreiber, what I got at T-Schreiber was like a more condensed version of what I got at Strasberg. Like, the classes weren't as long, but I went more frequently. My teacher, Mary Boyer, she used to start every class with like a group exercise, same as what you got at Strasberg. You only study the method at Strasberg. That's what Strasberg is famous for, the method acting, So because we weren't studying the method, it was just do your group exercise. And then after group exercise, we would take a small break, and then we would come back and do scene study work. People really didn't do monologues. If you have the money and you're in an environment that's nurturing and supportive of you just going to acting school, then Strasberg is definitely a great place for an actor to study. It didn't work out for me because I had neither one of those things. I didn't have the money, and I was living in New York on my own, supporting myself. And having to work and stuff, it just got really stressful for me, and I wasn't able to keep up with everything. And I was ready to just like get out there and audition. So scene study is better for actors who want to be out there like auditioning at the same time as they're studying acting, because scene study classes are more cost effective and you pay as you go. It's not like by the semester like Strasberg was. What kind of acting schools are you most interested in? Are you wanting to dedicate the time and make the financial commitment to just study acting? Or you think you want to get into scene study right away and pursue acting at the same time as you're studying? Please let me know in the comments if you're interested in finding out more great scene study studios that are located here in New York City. I'd be happy to let you know that as well. Regardless, I would say at least spend 6 months of just going to acting classes before you just dive into it. And I would also suggest that, you know, when you're making decisions about whether you want to go the expensive route or the inexpensive route, do what I didn't do, which is ask tons of questions. If you are thinking of relocating to a big city, or you have just relocated to a big city, then you definitely want to hit the subscribe button. I offer a lot of tips and tricks for relocating on a budget, as well as how to take care of your mental health once you have actually relocated and you're living in a big city on your own. I don't regret going to Strasberg, and I don't regret dropping out. I think I learned a lot from there that I wasn't able to get from T-Schreiber. Since you made it all the way to the end and you're such a rock star, you should take some time to watch this video here and this video here.